We watch images of the president holding hands with his wife Brigitte and some children just at the foot of the Eiffel Tower.
Let's cross straight to Claire Pacalin, who is there. Claire.
Yes, Emmanuel Macron is walking with his wife Brigitte at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. He's walking towards his supporters now. The music you can hear is Ode to Joy, Beethoven's Ode to Joy. That, of course, is the European Union's anthem. It's the same music that he walked towards the stage to in 2017 when he made his victory speech. You can hear now the crowd behind me is getting really excited because he's just about to arrive at the crowd. We can take a listen in now.
If you get a vantage point, can you see the president from where you are?
I can just about see the president from where I am because I'm lucky. I'm standing up on a raised platform with all the other cameras, so we actually have a pretty good view. He's just arrived at the crowd. We expect him to now start shaking hands. That's something he's been doing a lot of in the last couple of weeks, shaking hands, thanking his supporters for being here tonight as he slowly makes his way up to the stage. The stage is actually in the middle of the crowd of supporters. So the stage is surrounded by people. Of course, when he gets to that stage, he will make his victory speech.
And the Ode to Joy, just like in 2017 when he was first elected and he made that victory speech at the Louvre.
Yes, absolutely. A very symbolic gesture, also a celebration of youth. We saw him arrive with those young people. You also saw him kiss his Minister of Europe there on those images, Clément Beaune, the faithful, who he put in that very strategic position. So Emmanuel Macron clearly campaigned on Europe, which can be risky business if the past tells you something in French politics, but he won that bet.
We heard Bénédicte Pavillon in London speaking to your rival for those legislative elections, since you'll be running against Alexander Holroyd for the legislative elections. Is Macron too going to be good for Franco-British relations?
I know I'm candidate. I don't know whether he's actually candidate. He didn't declare himself yet. So the only thing I hope, it's good to be elected. It's better to actually run a campaign and set out your proposals to be re-elected. That's elected or re-elected. So I started my campaign a few months ago with everything I want to propose. I mean, my key proposal is really bringing a new railway company in the Channel Tunnel, because I think Eurostar's monopoly has lasted for long enough, and that will be part of the campaign that I'll be running. So I'm keen to run against all candidates. And I hope
who will be better? Who will be better for Franco? Will it be better for Franco-British relations than it's been the last few months, or does that depend more on Boris Johnson than Macron?
Well, obviously the MP for Northern Europe, which includes the UK, can play a key role. I'm not British, but I've spent so much time in the UK. I deeply love this country and I feel related to it. So in a way, I feel more British than he is, given the criticism that he addressed to Boris Johnson and the overall British people for the Brexit vote. And coming back to the European issue, I agree with Claire that it's a mistake to pitch pro-Europeans against anti-Europeans, because what matters really is which kind of Europe do we want. You can't just say, oh, we're pro-European, if you're not with us, you're anti-European. This is binding anti-European people together, and we saw what it gave in the UK with the Brexit vote. For example, I'm profoundly pro-European, but I'm deeply against policies such as the farm to fork policy, which will reduce production of feed in Europe by 15% and even 20% for cereals, which is ridiculous. And I wouldn't want to support that kind of policy just for the sake of being pro-European.
Right, there are more nuances. Let's cross back now to Claire Pacalin. You said it would be a long walk to the podium with, and it's true that we're seeing on our live images the winner of the 2022 French presidential election, Emmanuel Macron, shaking hands with supporters, with ministers, kissing some on the cheek as he makes his way towards the podium. How close are we to that podium?
About halfway there, I'd say. Emmanuel Macron still has a sea of people to get through. Lots and lots of French flags being waved, lots and lots of European flags being waved. He'll soon be meeting up. He's getting closer and closer to the big wigs in the party, the politicians who've supported him over the years. It's gone silent. What does that mean? The European anthem is no longer playing. What does that mean? I've lost sight of him. He's somewhere in the crowd. He's right next to the podium now. There's a technician who's gone onto the stage to check the microphone, so I think very, very shortly we can expect to see Emmanuel Macron getting onto the stage and giving his victory speech.
Claire Lejeune, are you surprised to hear Ode to Joy like 5 years ago? It's a good idea to play the European anthem if you're a French president giving a victory speech.
It's not surprising. I mean, he's trying to replay the victory scenario that was 5 years ago. But I think seeing all these pictures, we have to keep in mind that today so many French electors went to vote for Emmanuel Macron, not wanting his political platform and being strongly, very strongly opposed to his policies.
We're going to cross over now and see as the French president makes his way